So glad you're here. Let's start. Well, hello, it's Julie Halston, Virtual Halston, Season 2, Episode 16, Where is the Time Going? I am very excited today because, I love having my friends on. I love having people that I've worked with on. I have never worked with Megan Hilty or Brian Gallagher. I have long admired both of their work. And now I'm going to finally really sort of get to know them. And I'm just very excited. So this is going to be wonderful. And another piece of exciting news. I am fully vaccinated. Just like a cat at the vet's office. Fully vaccinated. I feel like I'm going to get a rabies shot next, or I don't know, rickets and scurvy, It's wild. It's absolutely wild. And they give you a little card that lets you know that you're fully vaccinated. And that card is a piece of history. So I'm going to keep that card forever. Maybe give it to my grandchildren. Yeah. Anyway, I feel a lot lighter. I don't really know if I'm going to go out and dance a jig yet. I still have to wear a mask, but I feel a lot lighter. And speaking of someone who just lights up the world, let's bring him in. My partner in crime. You know him. You love him. Jim Caruso, ladies and gentlemen. Where are you?
Wow. Jim. I would pay good money to hear you say rickets and scurvy.
Rickets and scurvy. Do you remember when I don't know. Well, I'm so old now. I actually, I feel like I did cross the Atlantic to come to America. That's how old I am. But we were terrified of getting rickets and scurvy because
what is rickets?
Fruit, right?
Oh, you need to eat more fruit to avoid rickets.
Okay, and I thought scurvy too.
Yeah.
Maybe we could find out. People out there might know something about rickets.
Somebody knows something. Libby Whittemore will Google it.
Oh, okay. Libby, let us know about rickets and scurvy. It could also be a band on Saturday Night Live, Rickets and Scurvy.
It's an old vaudeville act. I'm Rickets. I'm scurvy. One of those.
And I would be the talking woman in there, how
Do you remember when we opened a show, Julie? We sang a song together called "Who's on First"?
I remember it well, darling. Oh my God. Oh my God. The things we have done. Listen, we played the Queen's Park. Remember? Didn't we go to Queens and do a show at Queen's Park?
Yeah, we did.
I think we sang Who's on First there.
Yes, we did.
Now, Jim, I'm very excited about many things, but one of the things, yeah, I am. One of the things I'm excited about is we're getting ready to celebrate Broadway Belts, which is my big, gala event that I do every year. And this year, of course, it's going to be virtual. And you are going to be co-hosting with me because we're going to do it on this platform.
Yeah. What are we going to wear, first of all? Do we know yet?
I'm actually not sure, but my BFF, Chip, who is also my stylist and a 4-time Emmy Award winner, we're talking.
Yeah.
We are talking.
Well, let me know because I want to, match or somehow look good with you on camera.
Yes. I might wear a cream colored, champagne-y colored thing, but I'm not sure. But the colors of the PFF are blue and green. And I do have a blue and green boa that I might throw on for kicks. For kicks. You know what I mean? Just for a thrill.
We're rickets. We're scurvy.
Exactly. But anyway, we want to let people know.
Oh, wait. Bring that back. Rickets is a lack of vitamin D. Oh, scurvy's a lack of vitamin C. Well, that's truly dull.
Oh, Libby, thank you. And Libby, your show was so good. That woman can sing.
Oh, no, she's a fantastic
she's also a fantastic personality.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She really is.
No kidding.
So,
Wow.
so thank you for that information about rickets and scurvy. But I just want to let people know that we have a very big show coming up March 12th. Andrew Reynolds, Annalie Ashford, Darlene Love, Robert Creighton. There we are. Max von Essen, Christine Ebersol. Oh my God. Plus we have surprise guests. We have some surprises. And some people are going to be popping up that I don't want to tell you about because it's a surprise. So we're going to be there March 12th. You can register at Broadway Belts for pff.org. It's free. It's free, Jim.
That's fantastic. It really is
free.
great.
Yeah, it's free. You just register at Broadway Belts for pff.org and you watch it.
It's going to be a killer show.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be fantastic. And, you and I will be dressed to the nines and Ruby will be with us. And it's just going to be fantastic. So we're very excited.
Well, we should give them a taste.
That would be a good idea. The sea shanty was a phenomenon on TikTok. Did you ever watch the sea shanty on TikTok?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
No.
Our own Robert Creighton has come up with his own sea shanty, and he's still working on it because people join in with the sea shanty.
So this is just the beginnings of the sea shanty.
It's the beginnings of the sea.
What you said, yeah.
Sea shanty. So let's roll that, Ruby. Just give people a little taste.
Once a year in the dead of winter, we all gather round to belt it out for PFF to raise a healing sound. It's the cause that needs our help to help some people live. So join us as we raise our voice and give what you can give. We always have the greatest stars of any New York night. This year is just the same. We're gonna do it right. No gala night with tux and gown, but we'll still have our fun. Yes, Broadway Belts for PFF in 2021. Yes, Broadway Belts for PFF in 2021. Yes, Broadway Belts for PFF in 2021.
March 12th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be there. Oh my God. Look at you.
I think I have rickets.
I think I have scurvy. I have to have a piece of lemon immediately. No, what the heck was I thinking? The fact that I have done so many Broadway musicals, I am the most unmusical person. I have a tin ear, and literally, I can't even play a triangle.
I don't know. It was a little practice. You're going to be fantastic.
Anyway, but Robert helped make that and came up with it. And he really did an incredible job. He's just fantastic. He really is. A lot of you know him from Frozen or Cagney. And
he's so talented. Oh, my God. He tap dances.
Oh,
he's such a great tapper.
He's an incredible tapper. Yeah. And his mom did pass away from PF. So that's how he got involved. So, in fact, why don't we let people know why we do this show? We do this show because we love entertaining you, and we love to pay for the platforms because we have to do that. We love being together. We love entertaining you, and we love giving a portion to the Pulmonary Fibrosis Foundation, which is near and dear to my heart. For anyone who doesn't know, my late husband, Ralph, who lived an extra 8 years because of a wonderful lung transplant, ultimately succumbed. And so it's my mission to raise awareness and monies for the PFF, the Pulmonary Fibrosis Foundation. So please feel free to give. Jim, as you of Pajama Cast Party and Cast Party, how loyal our viewers are.
Oh, and generous.
And generous.
We're lucky that way.
So tell us about Pajama Cast Party. What's happening?
Oh, it's our 46th one in a row. And it's going to be so good. We have, I love country music, and country singer and YouTube emerging artist, Maggie Rose will be
Ooh,
performing
I like the
for us
name.
on Monday. Oh my God, she's so good. A very swinging crooner named Nick Ziobro. Broadway leading lady Brandy Siobhan Massey. I believe she was Elphaba at one point. London actor and singer Michael Mather, and UCLA Jazz Studies graduate Randy Taylor. You know, I love working with and celebrating students and kids, and Randy Taylor is just a wonderful, wonderful young singer. So it's going to be a really fun show this coming Monday, 8 o'clock Eastern time.
But Jim, where do you find everyone?
I
mean, every week.
No, but I know a lot of people, so there's that. It's an endless array of really talented friends. But then I'm on Instagram and Facebook looking at people's videos, and I'll just text somebody out of the blue.
And they say yes.
They say yes because what else are they doing? They're not busy.
But you could be a serial killer.
Well, but they're not near me. I'd have to come through the wires to kill them. And I got Maggie Rose through Victoria Shaw, who happens to be Ruby's mother. But Vic is a brilliant and very celebrated country and pop composer and songwriter. And so she suggested Maggie. So, we know people, and we just know.
It's so fantastic. And speaking of Ruby, why don't we bring her in, because she's done a lot of things.
Yeah.
Ruby.
Oh, Ruby.
Oh, Jim.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello. Sorry.
I just listened to Ruby Lochner. She was on the Sandy Klein Conversations with Creative Women podcast. Jim, she was so fantastic, so poised, so knowledgeable, so fabulous. I posted it on my Facebook page. And Sandy, who worked with my late husband at 1010 Wins, just loved Ruby. And so, Ruby, that was one thing that you did. But tell us what else you're doing. I mean, you're doing everything.
Oh, I mean, I feel really lucky to be so busy during these times. I mean, it's kind of felt like I'm looking forward to a day off. I'm going to have a day off probably in about a week, which I'm very excited for. But I'm currently in filming mode for an online version of A Letter to Harvey Milk, which was off Broadway about 2 years ago. So I'm technical producer for their new virtual production. It's so wonderful. They are so ridiculously talented. And then what's crazy is, I'm actually booked through July at the moment. So then I start prep work for the shows that I have in May. So it's been busy, but I feel really, really lucky. And I still get to do virtual Halston and pajama cast party every week, which is so great. And we actually, Jim, can I say we have a very exciting show coming up for pajama cast party?
Yeah.
In 2 weeks. We're doing a 1-year anniversary on March 29th. And Jim is so graciously letting me take over as host, and I am completely surprising him with the lineup. So he has no idea who's going to be on that week.
Julie,
oh my gosh!
It's me giving up. I'm just giving up, letting it go. Let go. Let God. Let go. Let Ruby.
Well, that's the motto for the future.
Yeah.
To be honest, Ruby, I think you're busier than Lin-Manuel Miranda. I really do. That's crazy. You're booked through July.
Yeah, but you know what? I feel so lucky. I was just talking about this today, actually, in a room on Clubhouse, which I know all three of us have been obsessed with. But I was just saying, is it what I thought I would be doing this year or last year? No. But am I so grateful to still be involved in the arts and surrounded by creative people and loving what I'm doing and waking up every day so incredibly grateful? Yes. So it's all good.
It is. It really is. And Jim, as we've always said, she's young, she's beautiful, she's taking over the world. Bye, Ruby.
Bye.
She's now on, she's Clubhouse. She's like taking over Clubhouse. You know that.
Well,
it's crazy. Every time I get an announcement from Clubhouse, Somehow Ruby Lochner's involved.
Yeah, well, she's in all the. She likes hearing and talking and chatting, and that's what Clubhouse is.
But she's in all of them. It's crazy. So,
I know.
well,
I know.
I'm very excited.
You're about to have the greatest conversation with two of the most appealing human beings. These two, I can't get enough of them.
Tell me how you met them.
Modeling.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
Is this on?
Those modeling days of yours.
The modeling days. I'm not exactly sure. I think my friend Stephen Oremus introduced me to Megan. And through Megan, of course, I met Brian. And they've both done beautiful concerts at Birdland together. And they've been part of Cast Party. And I love them. We used to have boozy brunches back in the day. They are so much fun.
You told me that you remember going to Vegas with Liza. Was that?
Yes. Well, I was performing with Liza, and I don't know what they were doing there, but we ended up having a great night in Las Vegas. There's no way to not have fun with both of these people.
Well, let's bring them on. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people who are our favorite, Broadway people know Megan Hilty from either Wicked or 9 to 5 or Noises Off, her Tony-nominated performance, maybe from the TV show Smash, maybe from the TV show Sean Saves the World. Brian is a recording artist, a composer. He works with Megan a lot. He does it all. He's also kind of an Instagram star. I've been kind of obsessed with his Instagram account. They're both so beautiful, so winning, so talented. And let's just bring them on. Megan Hilty and Brian Gallagher, where are you?
Hello.
How are you? Oh my gosh. Guys, I know it's earlier there in LA, but how are things in LA? Are things improving now?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
In terms of like COVID numbers?
Yes.
They're coming down.
They're coming down. We don't leave the house, so I couldn't tell you what happens beyond our front door.
Yeah.
But I think it's a little less scary.
Okay, I have heard this, but I, as a relentless name dropper, I was on the phone with Annalee Ashford not too long ago, and she said for a while it really was terrible. She would go out masked, with her son, and nobody was wearing a mask.
Yeah, that's why we don't go anywhere, because nobody can be trusted here. So we don't go anywhere. Yeah.
What is that about? I mean,
I could not tell you, and it actually drives me cuckoo bananas, and I can't I can't talk about it without getting like extremely angry, because that's why we can't have nice things, is because some people just won't follow the rules.
And you would think in LA that it would become like a designer thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's all mask up and do it in a designer way.
I mean, for some of us, like I like to match my mask, but like I said, I never leave the house as it is, so I rarely get to use it.
Well, now I do want to start with a bit of a ray of sunshine. I think you do this every year, but with the kids, there's a fantastic Christmas photo. I think this was from your look at that. Look at that. Now that's a ray of sunshine right there.
Our dear friend Kat Hennessy took that photo. She was double masked and glasses, like far away in our front yard.
Yeah.
It's so cute. How are the kids doing?
They're doing okay.
Yeah.
They're 6 and 3. We're grateful that they're that young. I feel terrible for kids who were older, prepping for the SATs, like while homeschooling sort of thing.
Yeah.
Our daughter is certainly aware of it and gets it, and she does the homeschooling at the moment. But
I was going to say, what's the homeschooling situation? I mean,
it's intense. It's a lot, but she has 2 amazing teachers that really have just knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
Her school is amazing, and
they're doing a great job. Everything there is very thoughtful, and while it's still difficult for us to navigate it at home, they really are very helpful, and they're doing a great job.
That is wonderful.
I never thought in my whole life that I would be teaching another human how to read and write and do basic math. Like I'd never, and trying to figure out how to explain, like help her do it without telling her the answers is way harder than I thought it was going to be.
I am having enough trouble wrangling 2 cats.
Yes.
I don't know how you're dealing with children.
Just barely is the answer. Just barely.
Yeah, I tell the story sometimes. I remember last January being on the playground at their school and talking to one of the other moms and saying, oh my goodness, winter break is coming up. What the hell are we going to do with these kids for 2 weeks? Like there's no... And
it's almost been a year, guys.
To a year.
It's almost been a year of this madness.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
March 13th is our son's birthday, and that's the day LA went into lockdown.
Yeah.
And same with New York. Is it time for adult beverages? Maybe that's
it is.
Mm-hmm,
Cheers.
mm-hmm.
I actually have my pajama cast party mug.
Oh, there you go. And darlings, think about getting a darling mug. They're so cute. Darling. So that's another way to get through this pandemic is, adult beverages.
Yes.
Now, do you miss live performing, or have you adjusted to not performing?
I miss it terribly. We do a lot of Zoom performances, and it is just, I always feel just empty inside afterwards. I feel so terrible about myself, and I just it is one of the worst feelings making these endless tapes and doing these performances. I love helping to whatever cause that we're doing them for, but man, it is a really strange and bizarre feeling while you're doing it and afterwards.
It's very peculiar. I made a tape for CBS this morning, and my
sentiments exactly.
Yes. Correct.
Yeah.
All of those sounds.
Yeah.
Are
no,
right.
It's just crazy. I can't, on a certain level, I can't wait to be back on a stage. On the other hand, I also understand, I really do think that our industry is going to really have to make some exponentially big changes. There's no questions, a question of that. But, the minute that people do see somebody walk on a Broadway stage, the world is going to erupt.
It's going to be a wild moment.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. And it's going to be hard not to. I even, in watching movies now, I'm like, you're standing too close to each other. Why are you so close? Where's your mask? It's hard for me to see people and not panic that they're not following protocol.
Yeah, it's going to take a while.
Megan, Brian, I made an independent film during COVID with Charles Bush. It's a very funny film. Yeah. Tim Daly, Margaret Cho, Andre DeShields. It's a very funny movie, very COVID safe. I had 9 different COVID tests. We were completely separated. No one could socialize. We walked around with masks and shields. But then I did a scene, a love scene with Tim Daly, and he's on top of me, and we're not masked. I was like, how safe is this?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yes, tell us more about this scene.
I enjoyed it. But let's just say, is it safe? I don't know. Well, now let me ask you this. Megan, I was watching I rewatched your Lincoln Center show the other night. And you talked about, of course, that you studied opera and you really thought you were going to be an opera singer. Yeah. And you even went to opera camp, which I think is a contradiction in terms, really.
Well, so they get mad at me when I call it opera camp. It's a very prestigious apprenticeship for young women going to spend time with the San Francisco Opera in the summer. And but I like to call it summer camp or opera camp. And But I've been admonished several times for calling.
Okay, all right. We won't say it. All right, we won't say opera, but it's very funny. But you've talked about the fact that at a certain point you were like, maybe not. I think the Broadway. But was there a defining moment when you thought, okay, no, opera is not going to do it? Was there a moment or an event that really made you think, okay, no, this is not going to be?
Yeah, there was a guest artist. We had a lot of people from the industry come and speak to us. Like every day, there'd be someone new. While I believe it was like lunchtime, and they would come and talk to us. And I remember them saying, "Oh, you won't work until your mid-30s because that's when women's voices are fully mature." Until then, you'll be training and training and training, but you won't really start to work until your mid-30s. And I was like, wait, what? I was like 17, I think, 16 or 17. I was like, that's not going to work for me. That I can't even imagine being in my mid-30s at that point. And it was a combination of that and the lifestyle. Every single opera singer that we talked a lot about like how they took care of themselves. And while I deeply respect that, and I respect that that's good for them, that is not how I want to live my life. I don't want to live too precious about anything. It's just not how it just. That's why I say it didn't really fit it didn't fit me.
Yeah.
I had it on, it didn't fit.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. And then, of course, you were on Broadway as Glinda in Wicked. I think we have a picture of you. Look at you.
Oh, there she is.
Look at you.
So young and rested.
Oh.
COVID free.
No, I know. But now let me ask you, you never mourned the whole opera thing, did you? Was it a relief? Was it a relief to?
Oh, no. It wasn't a dramatic thing either. It was just kind of like, oh no, that's not for me. But I think musical theater is more my style. But there is a little part of me that like quietly dreams that I could be an opera star one day, even though that would never happen. You have to train your entire life. It's like I liken opera singers to Olympic athletes of vocalists, because much like an Olympic athlete, you spend most of your time training and training and training and training. And then your performance is this like most of the time, just one shot or like a couple days where it's a huge deal. Yeah. And then another year down where you're training again.
You might have tomatoes thrown at you.
Right. Yeah. And people like verbally telling you you're terrible. Yeah.
Which happens in musical theater too, to be fair, but you have more opportunities to redeem yourself.
Exactly.
And now, Brian, you play guitar, you compose, you sing. When did you decide, or like how were you doing that as a kid, or was this something later? Or how did you come to your talents?
Well, I worked in musical theater for a lot of years. Through my 20s and early 30s, I worked a lot in musical theater. But the last musical I did was the Broadway revival of Jekyll and Hyde in, what was it? I don't know, 7 years ago now, 8 years ago now.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I'm bad with years.
Yeah, I am too.
We weren't married yet, though.
We weren't married yet.
I don't know how long ago that was either. I don't
know. Okay. No, I get it.
So Jekyll and Hyde closed, and I had always played guitar, and I had made some money accompanying people and helping people put together shows, and I had written a little bit, and I'd done some residencies downtown and stuff like that, playing my own music, but nothing. It was always musical theater is my life, and I do this on the side as sort of a survival gig or something like that. So when Jekyll and Hyde closed, Smash season 2 was still airing, and Megan had been offered concerts all over the world, and she was sort of like, well, I mean, I've been so busy and you've been so busy, and now your show's closed. Why don't you just come out on the road for a little, just to hang out? I was in fact unemployed, so why not? Let's have some fun and travel and she was like, and if you want to bring your guitar, maybe we'll do a duet. Maybe we'll come up with some fun duet and you can come out on stage and it'll be great. And cut to a couple shows in, and suddenly I was just kind of sitting in the whole set. And
there he is. Look at him.
That's really,
there you are.
That is a great
Look
job.
how beautiful you are. Fantastic.
Gorgeous.
No, it's true. You're very, Brian, you're very attractive. I do my research on, all the guests. And I kept looking at picture after picture. And I thought, these two, God damn, these two are just too beautiful. This is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Now, where did
all that happen? Then playing more shows, and for the first couple of years before COVID, we would play anywhere from 100 to 150 shows, something like that, a year sometimes, and working with more musicians and meeting more songwriters and everything. That sort of snowballed into, hey, can you write some lyrics for this song that I just got hired to write? That kind of thing, so it's become more and more playing and songwriting and collaborating, and doing that means that we get to stay together.
Yeah.
And the family gets to stay together and the kids get to stay together. It's not, I have to work here, you're working there, shooting this or doing, we play together. So the kids just come wherever we go usually and are asleep in the hotel room when we're doing our thing.
Or we just leave them.
With Nana.
Or we just leave them. You're Broadway's version of Paul and Linda McCartney and Wings.
Exactly. I like to think Paul and Linda McCartney are rock and roll's version of Brian and Meg.
There you go.
That was a joke. To be clear, that was a joke.
I know.
We were here to talk about rickets and scurvy. When does that conversation start? Because I had this whole thing prepared. No? Okay. I guess we can talk about.
Well, when Jim comes back in, we will bring up rickets and scurvy.
Okay.
Now, Megan, you're from the Washington State area. Brian, where did you grow up?
New York, in White Plains.
Oh, for goodness sake. Yeah. That's very different than Washington State.
Very different. Yes. Yes.
Did you go to the Galleria Mall?
All the time. Until the Westchester Mall was there, and then we went there because it was nicer.
Santino Fontana talks a lot about growing up in Washington State, and it really left a very big imprint on him. He talks about it a lot. Do you feel that the way you grew up, Megan, had a big effect on who you became and how you approach your work and whatnot? And
I guess so.
Good answer.
Maybe not.
No, I don't know. I battled with seasonal depression, like most people do that grow up there or just live there, because it's seriously gloomy. It's not just raining; it's just like endless gloom until the summers when it's like perfect. But I would just stay in my room downstairs that was plastered in posters for musicals and operas and stuff like that. Everything that I saw at the Seattle Opera. There was just things all over my walls and my little keyboard, and I would just sit down there and while it's rainy and gloomy outside, and I just sit in my little cave and obsess over musicals.
I understand. I remember the first time I went to Seattle, I was like, no wonder there's a lot of coffee here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of coffee because it is so, and everyone kept saying, well, Mount Rainier is not out, it's not out today. I was like, it's never out.
It's never out. It's out a couple days in the summer, and that's
it's never out
when you see it, but
yeah. It was a little crazy. But I grew up on Long Island, and I just couldn't wait to get into New York City. So it doesn't really matter in a sense. It's like what your vision is. You know what I mean? Right. That's really what it's about.
Lucky in that I was exposed to a really great youth theater program growing up. I did a lot of community theater, and there was a great performing arts high school that I was able to go to. So I had really great resources. I think it was more my mom that was really open to me doing something different like that.
Good.
Other than the actual place where I grew up.
Yeah.
Because she's the one that took me to see live theater, and she's the one that was like, yeah, if you want to try that, let's try it out.
Isn't that great? Isn't that's so fantastic? And by the way, if you're enjoying, feel free to tip us as we talk to Megan and Brian. Venmo and PayPal. We, as you know, have to pay for the platforms, and we love entertaining you. We love giving you these wonderful guests, and also a portion does go to the Pulmonary Fibrosis Foundation. So after Wicked, you were busy, Megan, and then you did 9 to 5. I remember 9 to 5. I remember, there you are.
There she is.
Do you ever keep in touch with those gals? Allison Janney and Stephanie Block?
Oh, yes. I bother them all the time.
Do you really?
Yeah, here's the thing. When you work with me, like I'm not easy to shake. I really like cling on to people for years. So yeah, no, I bother them.
You'll learn that. You'll start getting texts from her tomorrow.
Yeah, no, we're gonna be best friends.
No, I like that. I like that. I have dragged people. I'm not joking. I have dragged people from grammar school. From grammar school.
Yep.
I'm the same way. If I like you, you're gonna be part of it. That's it. That's the way it is. And those two are such. I mean, look, they're super talents, super gals. The whole thing must have been an extraordinary experience. And then you were doing so many things, but then to get Ivy in Smash, this network thing, and it had so much publicity and so much ups and downs and controversy or whatever. How did you keep yourself sane during that whole period?
You are very kind and generous to assume that I was ever sane to begin with. No, I think I function. He might disagree with this, but I kind of prefer when it's crazy, when there's a lot of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Smash was my dream job because there wasn't any downtime. Like in TV, there's, everybody complains about all the downtime. There wasn't any, at least for me and Kat in Smash, because when the camera wasn't on us, we were recording, we were rehearsing dance numbers, we were in epic costume fittings and stuff, like it just never ended, and I loved every second of it. I was also young, so like I think that
there you are. Look
dear.
At you.
Oh, that's sassy.
Look at you.
Oh dear.
Yeah, because you don't look good now. It's sad, Megan. You
sad.
lost your looks. You lost your looks. That's what happened.
That's what happens. And
no. Okay. Stop right now. But so for you, it was just a fantastic stew, instead of it being like, oh my God, they're changing the script. Oh my God, the showrunner might change. Oh my God. No, you were enjoying.
Yeah. And we always knew that we were aware that there might be, there might be drama behind the scenes, but we weren't exposed to it. We had such a great time on set. That we read about lots of things. It was that was kind of crazy. Like reading things that apparently people said about you backstage and stuff, and then getting the phone call saying this never happened. Please don't be upset. It's like just kind of part of it. The hardest thing about Smash was realizing that a good portion of the theater community weren't supportive of it, which was
really,
it was really sad to me. It made me sadder more than anything. Because I thought that NBC was kind of doing Broadway a solid by hiring us.
Right.
They could have hired a bunch of pretty faces that really didn't know how to dance or sing or anything, but
they still do that. They still do that.
No, in Smash.
No, I know.
And if you look at I was in scenes with all of my friends from Broadway. They hired Broadway dancers and Broadway singers to do all of these incredible numbers. And yeah, not all of the stuff would actually happen in real life, but I doubt Chicago Med their storylines get doctors up in arms about, well, that doesn't happen in an emergency room. It's like, no, we're not doing a documentary. We're doing a drama, So it was just it was frustrating and deeply sad to see that a good portion of the theater community were like going out of their way to be very vocal about how much they hated our show.
Isn't that terrible? And let's face it, it was called Smash. Come on,
guys.
Lighten up, folks. Lighten up. It's called Smash. Well, I just loved seeing everybody. I loved seeing you, and I loved seeing Ann Harada. I loved seeing all the people that we love. So for me, and being that I'm not a musical person, I'm just like, if you can hit any note, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. If you can hit any, and if you don't have rickets and scurvy and you can hit a note, sorry, you're going to get a Tony. Now wait, I love this story, and on Valentine's Day I was reading about you guys. You were introduced to each other at a bar by Eden Espinosa, and there were a lot of vodka shots going on.
Vodka sodas.
Vodka sodas going around. And wait, Brian, did you just look at her and go, oh, okay, gonna marry her? Wait, what was happening?
No.
No.
No, I actually want to say I was supposed to leave a couple weeks later. I did leave a couple of weeks later to go do a show in Vegas.
Okay.
So what was great about it is that there was no pressure. It was kind of like, oh, nice to meet you. This is fun. We're having a really nice time. Oh, I'm leaving in a couple of weeks, but maybe we can hang out a couple times before I leave. And now it's 9 years and 2 kids, and we moved to Los Angeles.
And a mortgage, and 2 car payments.
Yeah, neither of us, I think I can speak for both of us when I say neither of us were looking for.
Oh no.
I was actually really
the opposite.
I was pretty pumped to go to Vegas and stay there for a little while and have a nice time. And I had a couple close friends who were in the show. We were getting a house. We had a pool. It was great.
Yeah.
But then
I ruined it.
But then
I ruined it. I ruined it.
So wait, who got back in touch with whom?
No, I don't think we never lost touch.
Oh no, we didn't. We didn't. By the time I left, it got postponed for a week. So by the time I left, we had been dating for 3-ish weeks. Nobody really knew about it except for Eden, I guess. And when I left, we ended up speaking on the phone every night and everything.
It was one of those high school situations where literally we're on the phone all night.
Yeah.
Have you heard about Hugo and Kim? Right. But now, what made you decide? And I love to ask couples this. I have to say, when I met my late husband, Ralph Howard, he interviewed me for 10/10 Wins, and I didn't want to do the interview. I was very tired. I was going out to LA. I had a CBS development deal, but I was also doing a Charles Bush play, and I was just exhausted and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't wash my hair. And the minute he opened the door, the first thing I thought of was, shit, I wish I washed my hair. And he was so attractive to me. And, for me, it was very boom. There was a boom moment. And I remember saying to the publicist, Sam Rudy, who's a dear friend, find out everything you can about that man. And he said, oh, Julie, because he was quite a bit older than I was. He said, I think he has a long-term girlfriend. I know he's divorced. He has children. I don't think he's available. I said, find out. Find out. And he found out that he and the girlfriend had broken up. And Sam called him a couple of weeks later and he said, look, I'm in a kind of embarrassing situation. One of my clients has inquired about your status. And Ralph's answer was, well, if it's Julie Halston, the answer is yes.
Wow.
Wow.
And that was it.
That's a good story.
Very romantic.
That's very
Isn't
we need to
it?
work on our story.
I know our story needs
We
to get
need,
better.
yeah, our story needs to get better.
Yeah.
We'll get back to you on our story.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's
Listen, you two are like such a beloved couple. And when you got married in Vegas. Now wait, Megan, were you doing the sitcom Sean Saves the World? Or
Yes.
Yes.
We were out here in LA and we had this. Oh,
oh, there you are.
Yeah.
There you are.
Oh.
Sure.
And we decided we were on an airplane. I don't remember. I think we were coming back from a
gig,
concert or
probably,
something. Because the sitcom schedule is like the dream schedule. And so
It's basically a part-time job.
It really is a part-time job. It really is. And you're shooting on Friday, you're out of there. Table read, this is it. Yeah.
Well, that's what. So Sean actually had us filming on Tuesday, so that on Friday would be out by noon.
Oh,
yeah. That was
crazy.
I mean,
someone who had done Will and Grace for so many years, he's like, I know how I want this to go.
Yeah.
I know what the schedule should be.
So we were coming back and because there was no grand proposal or anything. It was very much a conversation of like, it seems silly that we're just boyfriend and girlfriend. It feels odd to just introduce each other as that. And so we were like, well, I guess that means we should get married, right? And then it turned into a conversation about, well, what kind of wedding would we have? Neither of us wanted a big one. And we're like, we ultimately thought Vegas. No people, like
just our immediate family.
Yeah, just our immediate family. And we were like, well, there's a hiatus in 9 days. Let's do that. So
and you did. And I think we have a picture of your wedding. And look at this.
Oh.
Look at how beautiful.
I gotta be honest, we were hoping it would be a little more tacky.
I know,
like a lot more tacky.
I know. We were almost disappointed that it was so beautiful.
It ended up being really beautiful. Yeah.
Did you want like an Elvis imitator there?
Yes.
Yeah, or like Dolly.
Or like Dolly would have been nice. Yeah.
But our Pastor Bob, he was a real character. I don't think he knew what to do with us. So because we're not particularly religious people,
right?
And they have you like check the boxes of like
what kind of service
you want.
And we said not religious.
So he quoted Dr. Seuss
multiple
times. Throughout, so much so that our little cards that we sent the people that were there were just Dr. Seuss books saying, I guess this is the best marriage advice, according to Pastor Bob.
It's worked out well so far.
Yeah, 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish.
Oh my God. And then like a year later, you had your daughter.
Yeah, Vila. Yeah, she wasn't a surprise.
No. That was another decision that was like, well, we're married. It feels like it was just natural. The same with meeting each other. It just felt very natural, not necessarily some grand romantic story, just like this is what's supposed to happen. Yeah. And we just kind of went with the flow. Yeah. And same with our daughter. We were married and we're sitting on our stoop at our house in LA one night and thought, where's the baby? We did.
Where's the baby? Where's the baby? Yeah, I never thought I'd have kids ever. So
isn't that something? And now you have 2. And I heard Jim told me this. In fact, let's bring Jim back in right now. Where are you, Jim?
Jim.
Hey.
I left.
You left.
I've heard all this.
Let's talk about rickets and scurvy again.
No, wait.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually Googled it, and you don't want to see it.
No.
That's all I'll say. What about the night you came to see me and Billy Stritch at Bemelman's, and the next day you had a baby? What about that?
Hours later, she went into labor.
Hours. So here's the thing. Is that I actually didn't have her the next day. I went into labor a couple of hours after I saw you. I didn't have her for another 2 days.
Oh,
dear God.
Yeah. But do you remember? So Meg got up and sang that night.
You sat in with us.
I
A
shouldn't have
million
done
months
that.
pregnant.
Yeah.
You sang Someone Watch Over Me. Yeah,
Like
you
that.
sang
I was
Someone
like,
Watch Over Me.
Someone to watch. Because I couldn't. I mean, there was a person in there, so I couldn't get much.
And I
Hilarious.
had a Carlisle Manhattan.
Oh my god!
And
yes.
they are delicious.
So you basically had 4 Manhattans.
Which means I had 4.
Yeah.
But
Right, because it's like 2.5 drinks in one.
Yeah, and
They bring you the
leftovers.
Right.
Sorry.
Yes.
No, you're perfect. But then I don't know if you remember, there was a prince from some country in the room. Yes.
Oh, there always is
said,
at the Bemelmans.
That's my favorite song. Send them another round of drinks, and their bill is on me. So I mean, she wasn't drinking, obviously. Yeah. She was a million months pregnant, but I was not sober. And we went home, and when she went to bed, I passed out. And 2 hours later, I kind of roll over and she's gone. And I walk into our kitchen and she's like, there have been developments.
It's like, something's happening.
And I was like, you're going to have to make some coffee because I don't understand what's happening.
I love there's been some developments.
There have been developments, so you need to sober up real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, Barry, I remember that night very well. Do you know, I've been to Bemelmans when Billy and Jim are there. I've gone into labor myself.
Right. Is it something about my voice or is it more Billy?
No, it's the chips on the table.
What is it about those chips and the nuts?
And the nuts.
Why is that so good?
They're so good.
Yeah.
Do you know the atmosphere?
Yeah. Do you know that they're selling the little lamps, the little lamp shades? If you go at not that I'm a creeper and go on the website of the Carlisle Hotel's, shopping boutique, but they're selling the little lamp shades in whatever art form you want. If you want like Madeline, if you want do you know what I mean with
I do.
It's the same as the wallpaper.
Yes, well, that's Bemelmans. The artist is Ludwig von Bemelmans.
There you go.
That's his name.
Yeah. And
we did the murals in the club.
It's the best.
Yeah, now, I cried when I saw them. I was like,
Brian, you're a recording artist. I know you can many different platforms you can buy your music. You came out with a new album last year. I think it's called Brownstone.
The one that came out last year is called The Grind Show.
Oh, okay.
Well, what was Brownstone? That was 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
Oh, that was 2 years ago. Oh, there it is.
There she is.
There she is.
Because I've been listening to some of the cuts, and I have to say, I'd love to know your influences. I mean, it's very haunting music. I found it very haunting, but I'd love to know who influences you when you.
Goodness, I love a lot of the old blues artists. The great blues guitar players, Albert King and Muddy Waters, all of them.
Buddy Guy.
Yeah. Great. All the Chicago guys, Howlin' Wolf and his voice and his band, that has always been a huge influence. But more contemporary rockers like Jack White and the White Stripes and the Black Keys. But I also love a lot of singer-songwriters like Glenn Hansard.
You've got a real eclectic.
It's very eclectic.
Yeah.
My parents listened to all kinds of stuff. My dad was very into punk rock, but he was also very into sort of epic arena rock and roll. My mother loved James Taylor and Carly Simon and all those great 70s singer-songwriters, Carole King and Jim Croce. So I grew up with a very wide range of and I did musical theater for a lot of years. So a lot of stuff I write has a sort of theatrical element to it. So I write a lot of weird, dark characters and it's rock and roll meets musical theater, sort of heightened situations set to rock music, I guess.
Well, no, it's great. It's great. I mean, I remember the one thing that almost brought my husband and I to a divorce was because I'm obsessed with Joni Mitchell. I mean, just obsessed, she's a genius. And I was listening, Turbulent Indigo, and Ralph said, "Oh, it's Joni Mitchell, huh? You really like that Joni Mitchell?" And remember, he was a little different generation. And he said, "She does seem depressed."
Wow.
She does seem depressed. And I was like, I was like, you have to leave the house.
Yeah. That's a tough one because Joni Mitchell is one that's like, if you're a big Joni Mitchell fan, if someone looks at you and says it, it's like, then you don't understand me.
Yeah,
like,
no, exactly. No, it almost broke us. And then when I finally almost had a breakdown, he was like, no, I think he's very talented, but that whole thing of
but that makes me want to ask, do you guys have similar taste in music? Because Brian acts as Megan's musical director when Megan's in concert, and they work in tandem so beautifully. Do you have are you lovers of the same music?
Yeah, I think
so. Yeah, I think so. I've never really thought.
Yeah, I guess I've never thought about. Well, we both have very eclectic tastes in.
I have to say, this is going to sound really bizarre. I don't listen to much music
anymore.
I get it.
I don't either.
I need my brain to be quiet. Like I need. Quiet is so beautiful to me. It's so.
Well, especially with two children.
That's the best song in the world.
And Silence. I don't travel anywhere anymore. So it's like,
right.
That's when, like in New York, I would listen to music on the subway, or in LA, I would listen to things in my car on the way to whatever. And now it's like, I just need a piece of land with no sounds.
Well, where do you go for that? Where do you go for that with two kids?
We can't escape anymore.
Yeah.
Right. we go nowhere.
Where's mommy? Sitting in the car.
Yeah. Though
in the garage.
To be honest, that was kind of me even before COVID when we were traveling.
Yeah.
Or if I was traveling by myself, I feel like I creeped a lot of people out. After having the two children, I'd get on an airplane and just sit in silence, facing forward, without a movie on, without music on.
Creepy.
People are looking at me like, who is this lunatic just sitting, staring at the chair?
At least put your earbuds in so people think that there's something
enjoying quiet.
Yeah, they might have thought you were Dexter, Brian. They might have thought you were Dexter.
Indeed.
Yeah.
No, there is a very cute. I loved the announcement of the second child. We have that wonderful photo of you guys. Oh, look at this.
Oh God.
Look at how cute. That is the cutest thing ever.
I found those all of my best things I found on Etsy, and I was like, oh yeah, no, this is how we do this. There's no other way.
Now, well, let me ask you this: since the pandemic, have you felt that your career aspirations or your dreams of future plans, have they changed a bit?
Yes.
Have you? What are you thinking, Brian, or what are you thinking, Megan?
Just more writing, trying to just write more for other artists.
Yes.
Develop the things I've written already into visual media so that I can work from home more.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know what you're going to say.
That I don't want to do anything anymore.
Oh, no, that's not what I was going to say.
I don't want to do nothing.
No, Meg is on about 1 million cartoons. Well, literally, I think 7 cartoons.
It's my favorite thing to do, and it's so. It sounds like, well, it's funny because anytime it's brought up, people are like, "Oh, so you just." Since it's a pandemic, now you're doing voiceover. And it's like, no, about 13 years ago, I started trying to bust the door down into this totally other industry with a totally different skill set that has nothing, like a little bit to do with the other stuff, but it's a whole different world. And it's something that I've been working on for well over a decade. And in the last couple of years, my agent finally was like, congratulations. Even though I'd been working in voiceover for 13 years, only a couple of years ago did he say, now you can say that you're a voiceover artist and now you have a career in voiceover. So, and it's genuinely been one of the greatest things, and that I really, really enjoy doing it. But also during the pandemic, it has been a godsend.
Yeah.
It is quite literally the only thing that I can do during this. We converted our walk-in closet into a recording studio.
Unfortunately, we already had all the equipment
because of him
recording all of my stuff, so we were able to and she's been recording cartoons in the closet.
So we are artists that are we've kept our health insurance because of it. Like it has been. It also those hours in the closet, I kind of feel like my old self again, feeling useful and feeling like I have some kind of purpose that I trained for, like, so.
But I feel like it's even like, you're going to be on Zoom with the director and the creative team. So it's also an excuse. Legitimately, it's an excuse to take a shower.
Sure. Yeah. And so
that's why we do this show.
Yeah. Everything's.
Because they're going to see you. Yeah. So you're like, well, I should look professional.
Well, they also, like, my mom always called it like a pajama job. She's like, because you're not performing for anybody, but they always film you so that they can animate your face and your gestures and stuff. So yeah, I've always kind of known that there were many people that were going to actually see my pajama job.
Well, darlings, I sleep in my eyelashes. I sleep in them. I really do. Yeah. But I very much like what you were talking about, Brian. First of all, we've been doing our virtual shows, but I wrote a play with Rich Greenberg, the great Rich Greenberg, and Maddie Corman, the wonderful Maddie Corman. We've written a play together. It's going to be done at Bucks County Playhouse. And what I'm finding is I loved writing with them. I loved writing with them. Who knew? This is a new thing. I had no idea. Rich called us up, said, you want to do something? I was like, what are you, crazy? You have a Tony Award. You're a Pulitzer Prize winner. I'm a cheap comedian. What are you talking about? And he said, well, you make me laugh. Let's write something together. So we did.
That's great.
And who would have thought that pivot would have happened,
Yeah.
So I found that this was a very rich time in many ways.
Yeah. It's wonderful when friends start calling you and sort of saying, I really like those 3 songs that you did. Could you write a lyric that's kind of like that? I'll send you the music. I have that kind of collaborative thing that you can do.
Yeah.
Now.
So you work together a lot, but is it ever arduous?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I mean, maybe if like a tempo is a little too fast or something.
Yeah.
Me, but
I snap at him.
But there's something about watching the two of you on stage. First of all, I want someone to look at me like Megan looks at Brian on stage.
Especially when you're making a super weird face, especially when you're making.
It's fantastic.
Oh my God, I love watching you guys. But of course, then there's Megan's face. Then that. Come on.
That's a nice face.
Those are good faces.
What Jim said about
love those faces.
Jim said, Megan is the perfect Breck girl. Do you remember Breck for hair?
Breck shampoo.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
You're the perfect Breck girl. You really are.
It's true.
It's really true.
Do it one more time.
Yeah. I don't. No, I'd kill.
If we could get that in slow motion, we could make money.
Yeah, we certainly could. Talking about money, if you're
as long as you give us a cut, we'll do this all day.
Please,
you got it.
Please tip us. We still need to pay for the platforms. We still want to bring all these wonderful guests. We hope you're enjoying this and have been enjoying this. And of course, a portion goes to the Pulmonary Fibrosis Foundation. This has been fantastic. I mean, now I feel like now I can say, like, I know Megan Hilty and Brian Gallagher.
Oh, we're best friends, and now I'm going to be a super weird clinger. So.
I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm in. I've loved you for years, but now I feel like I can say, oh, Megan and I are friends.
The feeling is very mutual.
Yes.
Bless you, honey. Bless you. Jim, any more questions for these two? I just think they're
I'm done. I'm done with them.
Jen? Jen got nothing?
Oh, we miss
I
you.
love them so much. I love them. They know how much I love them.
This was so great. You're just great people, great artists, great friends, superior humans. Isn't that wonderful? It's joy.
And when they won't listen, we just tell each other.
And think about your next show being called Rickets and Scurvy.
Rickets and Scurvy.
At the Cafe Carlisle.
The musical. Yeah.
We'll pack it in.
I'll be there. Billy and I will come. Julie, Ruby will be there.
And we'll bring lemons and limes.
Yeah.
Right. Perfect.
Just in case. Yeah.
You guys,
Hilarious.
we got a show on our hands.
We sure do.
Thank you so much for this. It's just been a joy.
You guys, next week is going to be fun. Julie, tell them about Wednesday.
Okay, next week we have a very special guest. It's going to be Wednesday, February 24th, because his schedule had to be moved around a little.
Evidently, he has a career.
Yeah, because he has a career, unlike me. But it's the great Nathan Lane.
Oh.
Wednesday. So set your clocks to that. 5 p.m. Wednesday, the 24th. The great Nathan Lane is with us. Jim, Ruby, Megan, Brian, all our listeners and viewers. Thank you so much. This was marvelous. Thank
you for having us,
guys.
Bye,
Have
guys.
a great weekend.
Your hair.
Yes. And to let our children roam free. We should probably go find them now.
We'll go check on them now.
Go have a vodka.
Yeah, no, that'll make it easier.
Yeah.
Figure out what they've been up to.
What more is there to say?